And when you take my 441 class, if you ever get to be that smart, ever get to be that far in your life, you will first read a biography of this dude. He's one of my favorite dudes. His name is Yulgok. That's his pen name, like Chungmugong is the pen name of Eastern Shin. This man's pen name was Yulgok. His real name was, what does it say right there?
Thousand Harvest Hall. Wow. So cool.
E.E. Funny name. Yeah, his name was E.E. And where did he live? Where did he live? From 1536 to 1584. So that's a long time ago.
These are the garages where they would store things.
He was one smart dude. He passed. Okay, we've talked about the examination system, right? And it turns out there was a highest level exam, like let's just for comparison purposes call it the PhD, and then there was a master's degree, a lower level exam. There were like two of them. Okay, one was to answer in poetry, and the other was to answer in prose. Yeah, have a seat. And then the below that, there were military exams and technical exams. Technical exams were for government officials who were helpers, who would do law, medicine, accounting, other things like that. I'll tell you about that later. But a real official would study for either the master's degree, the two master's degrees, or the highest civil service exam. You didn't have to take two masters. You could just do one and then move on. And then later in the dynasty, you actually skipped the masters and went straight to the PhD level. But at his time in the early dynasty, you could take one or the other of the master's degrees and the highest level. He decided to do both. He did both junior exams and the highest exam, okay? Now, the way the examination system worked in the old days was there were three levels of exam. If you pass at the provincial level, you're recommended to go to Seoul. And if you went to Seoul and passed, you could go in front of the court, and the final exam was in front of the king at the court, okay? And they always took 33 people each year. And they only gave the exam every 3 years, but they found excuses to do it every year, actually. So there were 3 levels for each of these 3 exams. So altogether, if a person passed all 3 levels, they really took 9 exams. One of his nicknames was...
They were not kings, actually, at their lifetimes, but they were worshipped after their death because their descendants became the founder of Joseon. Lucky kings. We call them posthumous kings. 4 posthumous kings in the center and 4 more posthumous kings in both the sides. So 8 posthumous kings here. Actually, there were less accomplishments. They didn't have any accomplishments because they were not kings, right? So they were enshrined here because there were less accomplishments. But makes sense, right? And 7 kings among 27 kings of Joseon are here. They are all shorter kings because they died too young. Yeah, they were kings for 2 years and 3 years, 2 years, like this. Shortest was 9 months. Unlucky. So in the middle, kings. Sejong the Great, 35 years. Yeongjo, famous cultural monarch, for 55 years, like that, in the middle, but here too short, right? So here, 7 kings with short-term reign are enshrined here, and the last 16th, the spirit chamber, was empty when Joseon was closed in 1910 by Japanese. After the Joseon was occupied by Japanese for 36 years, so during that time, the last crown prince, who is the second son of the second last king, and the brother of the last king, he was taken hostage to Japan when he was 10 years old. Then he was forced to get married to Japanese princess. Then he should have come back to Korea. Joseon was closed in 1948. Then Republic of Korea was founded in right after that, and we had horrible Korean War crisis, economically, politically. Then until the last crown prince could come back here in Seoul in 1963, then died because he was old and ill already at the time. So he was enshrined here in the last room because it was empty. And Joseon was already finished. All kings and monarchs, crown princes are enshrined here to shrine halls here. So this is Confucian shrine. So among other Confucian countries, in Confucian belief, the only worshipping object is the spirits of the ancestor, right? So here, among other Confucian countries like China, Ming and Qing dynasty, that's Confucian countries, right? Then Vietnam, right? There used to be royal shrines, but not anymore because spirit tablets were all demolished during cultural revolutions in those countries. So that is why Korea was listed in the World Heritage as the oldest Confucian shrine, and relevant rite ceremony has been preserved until now, like yesterday, right? So here, we have their spirits. Their bodies in the room. Always someone. Is there a real dead body in the building? No. Their bodies are in royal tombs. We have royal tombs of Joseon Dynasty. 42 are in North Korea, and 40 are all scattered in nearby Seoul, in Gangnam area. 3 royal tombs. Hannim, Jeongnam, Hannim, all royal tombs. East 9, West 5, like that. So they're beautiful. Different, still beautiful, and they were all listed in the World Heritage too by UNESCO in 2001. Okay, so here we have their spirits. Okay, so this is the last. So if you have any questions, please.
Not all the kings here were short reign. Myeongjo had a fairly long reign.
You're right.
Why was he in charge?
For more than 20 years, right? He didn't have any. He was weak. Her mother control and all political power, and he was, her mother was very strong. Any kind of bad, right? So he didn't have any choice to, any political power to decide anything, right? So he wasn't even considered as the king at the time. Yongjo, he has a name, posthumous name, not posthumous. He was titled as king after his death, right? After 3 years mourning period, but his weakest. Okay? Good question. Thank you, sir. And only one king.
Myung means to make clear. It's the bright character. And Yoon is morality. And Dong is hall. For the hall of making clear the morality. And what's morality? Morality is relationships. The basic relationship is between king and subject, and then between parent and child. And there's what's that? There are 5 relationships, but the 2 basic ones are king to subject and parent to child. And there's a saying in Confucianism, never has there been one who has been unfilial to his parents who's been disloyal to the king. In other words, if you learn proper respect for your parents, you'll have proper loyalty for the king. So they're all connected, they're all tied together. And this is where we learn about that. That's the Myeongyun Dong there. So let's go inside and look at all the things.
Bye-bye.
Broadcast mic for me, and everybody has a headset. So we don't have one of those obnoxious loud speakers, but everybody can hear it in their ear. And it works really well. I've listened to others talk, and it's...
코리아 잉글리시도?
아니, 한국만 해요.
네,
네.
여기 사인 좀 해주세요.
그럼요.
아니, 단체로 오시면 우리가 이거.
옳지.
예,
그래야죠.
예, 해야 돼.
예, 알겠습니다. 저기, so what we want to look at here, what do you see around you here? You see the 2 big trees in the front? Yeah. What are they? What kind of trees are they?
Guardian trees?
No, they're not trees. They are kinkle. They are kinkle. Firing rating ability. No, not that. But it turns out that Confucius liked ginkgo trees.
So it's
And
just
so
the trees that
every-
he liked?
So
So just because he liked him, everyone does it.
Okay.
감사합니다.
The word is the Confucius liked ginkgo trees. And so every Confucian shrine has 2 ginkgo trees in the front. Why 2? They are male and female. Ginkgo trees have gender. And so one of them bears fruit and the other one doesn't. And so you always have to have 2. And ginkgo trees live to be a long old age. Look how big those trees are. And did you see coming through that there are 2 more trees in the back courtyard? We'll stop and see them later. But this is where the ceremonies to Confucius take place. Did you see the robes in that room here?